Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with W. This is episode number 34, and my guest of this episode is one who's always kept a low profile. He is called as a smiling assassin. He burst into the Indian side with buckets of wickets for Tamil Nadu, and he was solely instrumental in ensuring that Tamil Nadu played back to back finals, and that is what got him a place in the Indian side. And then, of course, on the tour of Pakistan. There were a lot of mega stars in the Indian side, but it was Bala Ali. Bala Ali was the chants from the crowd in Pakistan, and such is the impact that he made. But then life dealt him with a cruel card. He had to undergo surgery on his lower back, and then had to stay out of cricket for 3 years. And then he again showed his character. He came back and played a lot of cricket for his franchisees, and also he made a comeback into the national side as well. His story is inspirational. He by himself is a very highly motivating individual. Obviously, you would have guessed who it is by now. It is none other than Lakshmipati Balaji. It's my pleasure to present to you the smiling assassin, as he was called, Lakshmipati Balaji. Balaji, welcome to you, and all well with you?
All well, sir. Thank you so much.
Nice of you to agree at such short notice.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure to attend this meeting. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Bala. Always the gentleman, always ever kind. Okay, let me get into it. Indian cricket has changed quite a bit since the time you are a part of it, and of course, changed for the better. A lot of fast bowlers available now. Big pool of fast bowlers we have in Indian cricket. You must be a happy man.
Yeah, definitely. Indian cricket has seen a lot of changes in the recent past. Previously, when I started, it was just Srinath and Prasad, and we used to get the opportunities easily. I would not say easily. It still was a hard toil, but nowadays, if you look at it, the fast bowling pool has increased. That has transformed Indian cricket over the period of time. Last 10 years or so, it's been a phenomenal change in Indian cricket. Fast bowlers coming in and running in and bowling 150s and 145s consistently. It's something which good to see.
Yes, of course, it's good to see for everybody, not for the batters. That is what obviously the batters from abroad would say. Now, at the same time, there is a lot of injuries as well happening. Why do you think this is happening? Is it because of too much of workload? Are these injuries preventable in some cases?
I think injuries are common when it comes to fast bowling. It happened in previous generations also. It's something which needs to be addressed. I think you have worked with me a lot in that phase where I underwent a surgery, and post surgery I had to come back. It took around 1.5 years to 2 years. And recently, if you have noticed, Bumrah has got a major injury and is not able to come back in time. So he also had to undergo a surgery. So I feel modern day cricket demands and three format actually puts a lot of stress on fast bowling, and it is not something you can just restrict. It is something where you have to be aware of, and I'm sure the modern generation and with the sports medicine which is available right now, with a fraction of minutes, they can diagnose a problem within the facilities which they have got right now, and I'm sure that will be helpful for the modern day generation. And injuries cannot be 100% you can wipe out. Injuries will happen, and definitely that is part and parcel. It is going to be part and parcel of the game.
Yeah, you had a life-threatening injury. There was a lot of doubts whether you will play or not. Given the time that you had that injury, it was rather difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That time it was, we are not sure what injury was it, and we were literally finding out what exactly happened in the back. So it took around 6 months to diagnose, and I was sent to Australia for a conservative management. And in that, it was a little bit okay, but they were able to find out what exactly the injury was. But later on, the injury didn't heal properly because the time requirement and the kind of body which I had didn't allow me to get into cricket consistently. And after that, I had to undergo a surgery which the doctor's advice, which I obeyed. And you were there with me in that phase. It was a tough struggle, and I was able to come back with the phases of bowling development and corrections in actions, and all these things were required. And it was one of the phase where it taught me a lot of lesson, and I'm sure a lot of cricketers will benefit out of it.
Yeah, it took almost 2 years. First the diagnosis, then the surgery, then the rehab, 2.5 years. How frustrating was it for you?
Definitely, 2 years out of cricket is something which I never experienced. I mean, nobody would experience that, and it's something which is hard to keep yourself occupied. Always being on the field, it suddenly something stops you or pauses you, and suddenly it will give you a little bit of, I mean, doubt in your mind whether I will be able to continue with the sport or not. It's something which kept me a little bit in doubt, but luckily I had a good supporting team which included you, and with the help of your support, and sports medicine team, Vijay Ranavat from England, who is my surgeon, and Ramji Srinivasan, of course, from Chennai, who has helped me a lot in that 2 years phase to make me a little bit I mean, made my comeback a little bit easier. It's a long journey, but I was able to do it, and it is not something which I would like to see again in any upcoming fast bowler.
Yeah, for others to understand better what you went through, I'm sure that you would not want anybody else to go through the similar thing in their careers. Now, talk us through about the emotional trauma, the sleepless nights you had.
I had many sleepless nights because the pain was excruciating pains which I used to experience, and sleeping was a tough thing because I was not able to sleep in one pattern. I used to upside down. I used to keep rolling in the bed, and suddenly wake up in the midnight and keep walking. And sometimes breathing used to be a struggle. And all these things, because back muscle, back bone is something which is very much connected to overall lifestyle, and I mean day-to-day life's need. I mean, from there, it was like emotionally very draining. I would say it's not that easy for me to get into kind of understanding where a lot of doubts creeped in, and a lot of doubts of my career, because there's something in cricketer's life is uncertainty, which happens when injury comes. Suddenly you taken aback with the kind of doubt where whether you will able to lead the life consistently or not.
When you were starting to resume cricket after the surgery and the rehab, you must have been more hopeful than confident, isn't it? Because it's such a huge injury at that time.
Yes, when I got to know that I had a stress fracture, I thought it's a normal injury where it takes few weeks, but it ended up making me miss cricket for 3 years, and that is one huge aspect which I was able to travel in that phase, and I was very much confident that I will able to bowl again. The bowling part, which is very important for me, because I love to bowl. At any given point, I love to hold the ball in my hand and run and bowl. So in that phase where I could not hold the ball, we used to try tennis ball cricket, and we used to try a lot of other stuff, lightweighted aspects, light energy aspects, which helped me a lot. And it was one case where emotionally it was draining, and after that, slowly I gained confidence with the back. Even though surgery had happened, the rehabilitation was not that easy. We have to do everyday video analysis, and every day we have to check the action whether it is counter reacting or not. So all these things were draining, but it was in the end it was enjoyable kind of a end.
Yeah, it was a good end. We'll talk about all the aspects one by one. But pause now. Suppose you were not able to play cricket after that. What would have been life like for L Balaji? Just let your imagination
I cannot
survive.
imagine, because my studies stopped when I started cricketing. I mean, a cricketing career. I mean, put a pause on my studies. I didn't finish any graduation or anything, because my house is full of, my family is full of graduated people around, and a lot of engineers around. And I would be definitely sitting in a corner where I would be thinking, what next? So somehow I would have found. I mean, something probably in the field of cricket, I would have found, myself in some place, I think.
The IPL in 2008, when it started, was a godsend for you because it is a case of you bowling 4 overs and fielding 20 overs. It would have given you that bit of extra confidence that you needed at that time.
Yes, IPL was a big booster when it comes to 2008, when exactly that time I was coming back, and it was very important for me because there was no international. Straight away you cannot play international, but something equivalent to international cricket, which happened, which we all were very lucky to have that time. 2008 was a season where I got an opportunity to play for the IPL game against Delhi Daredevils. I represented CSK, lucky enough to get an opportunity there. And it was something I was an eye opener for me because IPL is almost equivalent to an international standard of cricket. So I felt that this is a better place to test my skills and body, where whether I will be fit enough to grow from there or not.
Yeah, naturally, you had a little bit of doubt, in fact, a bit of fear as well, because 20 overs format, the bowlers are going to be conceding runs. But that hat trick, the first hat trick of IPL, settled everything, didn't it?
Yes, definitely. In second match, I got a hat trick. First 7 matches, I didn't get a chance to play. Yes, I was waiting for eagerly waiting to get an opportunity there. And first 7 matches, I have to wait. And CSK is one team where they try some experienced bowler, and normally the experience comes into play. So I got an opportunity in the second half and second match where I had to come up with some performance because it was very important that season for CSK because we need to qualify with wins in the second half. So luckily, I got an hat trick in Chepauk against Punjab Kings 11. It was a phenomenal moment. It paid a lot of price when it comes to what hard work I underwent and what hard work I took in the last 3 years. And more than me, the supporting team, including you and Vijay and Ramji, were more happy to see me bowl again in my best. And that was one phase where I felt like, yes, the doubts were cleared and I could manage to play. That gave me a confidence to play for international cricket as well.
No, I have not asked you this question in all these 15 years. I'm going to ask you now. Did you sign the contract for CSK that year, 2008? Because you were not sure whether to sign. You said you just play.
Yeah, I said like opportunity is one thing which I wanted. I don't want any sign contract or anything. Giving me opportunity is one thing, but you have to do a signing before you get into play, and that is proper. Rules and regulation wise, it's very important. So I had to sign a contract before I made my debut there.
Yeah, yours is a phenomenally success story. Now, but I know of at least about 4 or 5 bowlers who could not make a comeback, who sustained a back injury like you did. Rather unfortunate, isn't it?
Yes, injuries are not easy. I was lucky enough. I had the right time and the right team around me and right guidance around me. And even from my family, they were backing me and they didn't ask a question and they didn't ask me to quit or anything. And most of the time, when you look at injury, people don't get the support, people don't get the right guidance. I feel that is one way where it has transformed now. Now a lot of sports science influences are there, and that helped modern day cricketers a lot. But in the previous generation, people didn't have that choice of guidance and help around them. I feel that's a case where I was lucky to get the opportunity with the right people around me.
During your career, you played under a lot of good captains, fantastic captains, in fact. Just give us a little bit of insights about that.
I played under Saurav Ganguly. My debut was definitely under Saurav Ganguly, who was dynamic and who was authoritative and very much upfront and tell me in front of my eyes and say, these are the things I wanted from my youngster. So that gave me a confidence because someone who backs youngsters is very important. And that phase, I felt Saurav was very, very influential. And after that, I played under MS Dhoni, who's again a different character, and he's phenomenal cricketer, well composed, and allow you to do your own thing. And he's someone who has done superbly well in international cricket as a captain, as a player, and playing under him in another experience, which I felt like it is something which I was fortunate to have in my post injury time, where I had to undergo surgery and come back, and I have to handle with somebody who understands fast bowling. So MS Dhoni, someone who's very much calm and composed, but still communicate with you where what he exactly wants you to do, and that true leadership has helped me a lot in my creating journey.
You took up a coaching role once you stopped playing cricket. Enjoyed it?
Yeah, I mean, straight away, I took up a coaching role after I retired. In fact, it was previously it was coach cum player in my first season for Tamil Nadu, and then I had to take a full-time coaching. So I enjoyed thoroughly. Coaching is something which helped me a lot, and something where I can transform. I had undergone a lot of things, ups and downs in my career, and experiences. A lot of good, and as well as something which I can help the youngsters not to get into. Somewhere like I felt like coaching has helped me to transform my energy into the next generation is very important. So I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Of course, you will be a phenomenal inspiration to the younger crop of bowlers. Now, as a bowler, how does one adapt to this T20 format? Please tell me.
So it's difficult, sir. It's difficult. T20 format is something where you need to have emotionally balanced, and I'm sure you don't have much quantity of balls to experience yourself out there. You have limited number of balls. Every ball is an event, and every ball dictates the outcome of the match.